I felt pretty lost my entire high school career up until my senior year, and I feel like I really found myself then. And I have it all summed up in this senior speech right here, and I'm going to read it out because I just remember being super proud of this, and I feel like it'll just help remind me of some things, and hopefully some of you watching too. Here we go. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my speech. The last 4 years have shaped us all in different ways, but we all still made it here. Freshman year, I came in and I didn't know where I would end up. I was trying to be friends with some people that were cool and everything, but they weren't really who I was trying to surround myself with. Although I was hanging out with some of the wrong crowds, I did begin to hang out with some of my closer friends now. My closest ones being Dustin, Dakota, Gabe, Ryan, Cade, and of course my brother Dean. I've been friends with them my whole life, but throughout high school we became a lot closer, even though most of them did graduate before me. They got me into going to the gym and still go with me to this day. My favorite thing to do with them is snowboard. We try to get up to the mountain at least a few times a year, and they definitely help put me on the path I want to be on today. First, I'm going to talk about Dustin. Dustin is probably one of the funniest guys I know, and he can seem like a jerk sometimes, but that's how you know he loves you. He's also the most loyal of my friends. He's been a good role model for me for as long as I can remember. Dakota probably has the biggest heart I've ever seen. He's the sweetest kid I ever met, and probably has the best morals too. He also perceives things super well. Gabe is my favorite person to compete with. No matter what it is, he will always try to outdo you. And that's what I love about him. Ryan is probably the most disciplined out of everyone here, and I like surrounding myself with him because his discipline kind of rubs off on me. And Cade has just been one of my best friends for my entire life. My brother Dean is definitely a character. It kind of worked out perfect that he was only a year older than me because we've always been in the same friend group, and he also experienced a lot of things and showed me what I should do and more importantly what I shouldn't. He went out to Colorado this year, and I think somehow we've gotten closer since. Freshman year, I did some things because others wanted me to instead of myself. Even with sports, I played football and lacrosse because my friends wanted me to instead of myself. I even participated in many activities that I probably shouldn't have. Sophomore year didn't feel like school at all. It was nice having a little break with COVID, but it also made me super lazy. I still went to the gym and everything once it was open again, but other than that, and sports, I kind of just moped through life. The one thing I did do was try to make money. I thought I could get famous on TikTok, so most of you probably know I started posting on that. I would really just post anything I thought would blow up so I could make a little bit of money from it. Later, I even tried drop shipping Chicken Joe merch, which only lasted for a little bit. I also had a job at BB's, which helped me get some money. I stopped working there the following year because of sports. Junior year, I was still doing some things a little too much. This was also the first year I played basketball. Although I wasn't all that good, I made the team because our team sucked. And this was the first high school sport I really enjoyed playing. All the other sports, there was way more pressure, and I never really played for myself. I became closer with all my basketball friends as well. I didn't really get too much time on varsity this year, but I still had a lot of fun playing. Actual school junior year was probably the hardest to keep my grades up. It wasn't really all that hard besides chemistry, but compared to the other years, especially with COVID, it was definitely a step up. I also got sick a lot this year. My immune system has always been pretty bad, but after being isolated for a whole year, it must have got even worse. I got sick at least 10 times this year, and once I even ended up in the hospital from throwing up for a week straight. This type of stuff really puts into perspective of what you really should be focused on. It wasn't until senior year that I really learned about perspective. Something like this may seem terrible at first, but I'm really glad it happened. It helped me realize that I need to get everything I can out of every day. It made me realize I need to appreciate everything and everyone much more while I can. It also helped me understand that I shouldn't get upset about the little things. A bad day is coming for everyone, so I shouldn't get upset about anything in advance. I also got a job at Hers in summer for senior release. This job has been really fun because I work with 5 of my close friends, and a lot of the time it doesn't even feel like work. Basketball senior year was definitely something. It was easily the most fun sport I played, and I wish we could have won a little bit more, but we sucked. I'm still glad I decided to play though. Around a month before the season, I ventured into this thing called monk mode, where you basically put your head down and do everything productive you can for a month or two. About a month before basketball is when I started this. This is when I learned I really enjoyed being by myself. I always used to want to feel included into things, but started enjoying doing things alone instead. Of course, I still like going out with my friends, but locking in on myself for a little was nice. I started becoming obsessed with the gym and doing some things I never thought I would. I began reading and journaling for at least an hour or two a day. I started meditating, and I even started running, which is something I hate doing more than anything. And along with that, I started taking ice baths at 4:30 in the morning to start the day. Most importantly, I started eating good, which is definitely the hardest to stay consistent with. This all drastically increased my physical and mental health. After doing all this, I realized how much you really can achieve with discipline and goals. Dreams without goals just fuel disappointment. You need discipline to achieve your goals, but without commitment, you will never start, and without consistency, you will never finish. I read this book called Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. This book, along with Joe Rogan, is what got me into this stuff and completely changed my perspective on life. It sounds like doing all this would really suck, but it was probably one of the best chapters of my life. After I stayed consistent with the gym and most other things, After this, I stayed consistent with the gym and most other things, but definitely not as much as I was. I think as good as it was, you still have to have a little fun. Doing this, a perfect girl came into my life. She came into my life at a great time and made me happier ever since. Though I started to enjoy it a little more, I still think it's important to never get too comfortable with anything, because life without problems isn't worth living. So enjoy everything. Get every little thing you can out of life and appreciate it all. Remember that you need bad days to recognize the good, so be grateful for the bad ones too. I think they build a little more character anyway. If I could take high school again, I would have taken life a little more serious freshman through junior year. I would have also kept my circle a little smaller in the beginning too. I wouldn't be who I am today without my parents. My mom supported me and was there for me every step of the way. My dad always knew what to say at the right time. I hope one day I raise my kid exactly how they raised me. I could talk forever about everything them and my whole family has done for me, but that would take all day. After I graduate, I plan to go out to Colorado with my brother and Dustin to be a snowboard instructor, and I will be doing online college as well. My brother went out there this year and has been having the time of his life. The following year, I plan to go to Florida to get a feel for both atmospheres. Once I finish my 2 years, hopefully I will have figured out what I really want to do, because I'm not too sure about that yet. As my speech concludes, I want to wish everyone good luck with the rest of your careers. If you're going to take anything away from this speech, let it be this. Get everything you can out of every day and appreciate everything and especially everyone. Life is only how you perceive it. So when you're lying on your deathbed, make sure you have no regrets, because you only get one chance at life. Thank you. This speech, I'm not going to lie, I was in the peak mindset I've ever been in my life. And it's interesting looking back on a lot of these things, because all this stuff I wrote down and I wrote out, it actually happened. Like, I'm still with my girlfriend. I did go to Colorado and snowboarded. I wasn't an instructor, but basically the same thing. I did my 2 years of school, finished that. I went to Florida. I'm now living in Florida. And it's just crazy. Like, all this stuff I wrote down, it actually happened, and that was 2 years ago. And yeah, it's just wild. I'm still friends with all those same guys. They're actually moving down pretty soon. But it's just crazy looking back on something like that. I just remember being super proud of it, because, and I still am proud of that. Like, that was like one of the best mindsets I've ever been in my life, and still is. And there's a lot of stuff I'm still figuring out, but looking back on that, it's like, damn, come a long way. I don't remember anything from anyone's senior speech in high school except this one line from one person's. And that line is, the greatest tragedy is not falling short of the stars, but it's in not having any stars to reach for. And I just remember hearing that, and I was like, damn, like, I don't have any stars to reach for. I don't know what my goals are. And honestly, I still think about this all the time, because I don't have it's not clear as day of what I actually want to do. But at least I know I want to create and I want to inspire the same way Goggins did to me in my senior speech. And that's enough for me. As long as I have that and those stars to reach for, then everything else will just be the clouds on the way up.